Hi, I'm Mark Seifter. Welcome to the second part of Pathfinder Doomsday Dawn Mirrored Moon, or the third of 4 if you're following us on YouTube. Why doesn't everyone introduce yourselves, since some people may be starting here, and we'll give a quick recap too for those people.
Okay. My name's Katina Davis. I work in customer service here at Paizo. My character is Eva Liren. She's a half-elf monk, so she likes to tear out tracheas and stuff like that. And she's hoping to join the Pathfinder Society and find her missing parents.
Hi, I'm Eric Keith, and I'm the software QA here at Paizo. I'm playing a goblin paladin by the name of Fen. She has a cute little riding dog named Bastion, and she loves him very much. We're going to go talk to some great people today and hopefully save the world.
Yay!
And I'm Ron Lundeen. I'm a developer here at Paizo. I'm playing Melek the Tiefling. His nickname is a human sorcerer with a demonic ancestry, which gives him the features that earned him his nickname. But despite his heritage, he's trying to do good throughout the world, and at this particular point, stop the end of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Chris Sims, and I am also a developer here at Paizo, and I'm playing Luca Meadowpeak, a halfling druid of the leaf. He's also a little touched in the head by the Dominion of the Black.
All right, great. So let's get up to speed of what we did last week. So this group of characters first went through the Lost Star, the first adventure in Doomsday Dawn, and found a special family heirloom for Kaleri Devrin, a member of the Esoteric Order of the Palatine Eye. After several years of adventuring, they have leveled all the way up to level 9, at which point Kaleri let them in on a very important mission to find an ancient Night Herald base called the Moonmere that may have some very important information from Ramlock, an ancient wizard from thousands and thousands of years ago during Osirian's first age, which is older than Sumeria is in our world. And they are going to try to find this Moonmere before the Night Heralds, who have also recently located this ancient base, are able to plumb its secrets and do an evil ritual that will quite possibly cataclysmically cause serious issues for the area.
You know, like you do.
Yeah.
So,
the world.
Having figured that out, they started wandering around, eventually found a dryad queen who wanted some cyclops to stop chopping her forest down. So they went to the cyclops, and the cyclops had lost their leader to a red dragon. So they went to the red dragon, killed it, made everybody else happy.
Mm-hmm.
Recruited the red dragon's mercenary, a fire giant, to their cause. And this gives them...
No.
Whoa, lots of things fell. This gives them 7 treasure points, mostly from the dragon's hoard, and 5 ally points. They have 2 months until the lunar eclipse. They've spent 20 days, as you can see on this calendar of Serenith. With their 7 treasure points, they spent 6 points back at their base camp to order in a more powerful hand wraps and bracers for the monk, and a special iron stone to give 15 extra hit points to one of the 2 low hit point casters. Those are coming in, but they have not yet arrived. At the worst case scenario, Kaleri can bring it in with the mercenaries when they find and assault the Moonmere at the end. So, if you were watching last time or just clicked from the other video directly to this video, you may notice there are more X's on here than there were at the end of last time. That's because we skipped through a little bit of simple hex exploration. They were moving up to the north because of rumors of rocks, but due to Luca's talking to some animals and plants, they wound up finding out that there's some kind of a village in this area of people who, whatever the animals and plants were saying, were about the same size as Luca. So that seemed pretty interesting. It was on the way up to go find the rocks, who are probably up in the mountains here in the north. You can take a look at the map that we have out there. The red marker is where the PCs currently are. If you go down to the river, the very starting point of that river on the edge of the map that Ron is pointing to is where the group started, and they know that one of the river sources is where the Moonmere is. The very southern source was a dragon cave.
Right.
So it's got to be one of the other ones. And that's what they know so far. So that's the story so far, and we're going to figure out what is the deal with this settlement, which they have just located in that hex there. But before we do, I want to talk about hero points. So once again, like last week, I've given out 1 hero point for a new session and 1 additional hero point for being on a public stream that everybody is watching. To everybody, we're
Pressure
using
point.
these Curse of the Crimson Throne campaign coins from our friends at Campaign Coins. Additionally, we're going to have sound effects from our friends at Sirenscape, and the Doomsday Dawn sound set that Dan will be using here is free. So
Thank you,
there's
Ben.
no reason not to use it if you want a sound set for your Doomsday Dawn game. All right.
These are also from Campaign Coins, all right?
Yeah, the dice trays?
Yeah.
The dice roll,
Yeah, they are.
Actually,
They don't
have-
just make coins.
I actually have a Sahedrin medallion that they made as well on my
Yep.
Valros
That,
cosplay.
that is
so.
possibly one of the coolest things
Yeah,
that I've
it's
seen from them.
wicked
is-
sick, man. They
is
make
that
cool
Sahedrin.
stuff.
Sick, bro.
Wicked sick.
All right. So, with that preamble out of the way, you guys have been exploring the hex, and honestly, it is not hard to find that there is a small village here. It is kind of surprising that there aren't really roads or worn trails leading to this village, which seems to indicate that, at least based on your knowledge of trails, that there are enough people here that unless they're going out at like really random different directions from each other, they should have been creating trails. So it's kind of a little odd.
Maybe they just popped out of the ground. That happens, you know.
But
They're trapped.
Does it?
No,
you see
that was a lie.
the village from the distance.
It was a joke.
It is awash with bright colors. There's some kind of like angled incline that's just going down, that is just like a tall tower, and then it just has a incline going down off of it, and lots of weird fanciful shapes. And there's a sign in front of the town that has a bunch of different names that have been crossed off and other names have been written on top. And the one that is currently not crossed off says Corlaboblin.
Oh, I like this place already.
Corlaboblin?
Corlaboblin.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Just Corlaboblin.
Is that the least silly or most silly of all the names that have then been crossed?
Most silly of all the names is Wusamakamanamafaratura.
I like that one better, honestly. I don't know why they crossed
But
that
if
one
they've
off.
But
decided on Corlaboblin,
Wusamakamanamakarat is very hard to remember and
No,
say.
it's not. It's hard to say, yes, but the other one, not so much.
You
You
remember?
remember it right now?
Yeah, it's what am I going to? I don't.
No, it's
even remember.
Wusamakamanamakarat.
All right, he brings up a fair point. All right, no wonder that one didn't stick.
Yeah, it was just hard to remember because a lot of the syllables were similar to each other.
So if they're my size, but they use these names, they're definitely not halflings.
And as we can see, we recognize that the bright colors aren't actually the like the buildings. It's actually just like moving little bits of hair. You're like, oh,
it's
no,
dwarves.
no, it's the buildings.
oh, is it the buildings? Okay, perfect.
So, as you guys approach the village, assuming that you'd like to approach the village,
Yeah.
you do see some of the inhabitants, and indeed, you are right. They are no halflings at all. These are gnomes.
Oh no, anime protagonists.
Gnomes, the colorful-haired, eccentric, sort of rejects from the world of the fairy.
That's not nice.
Or maybe they just outgrew it. Really, they just have more fun here.
or escaped from something really awful.
Actually, no, that brings up a fair point. If you're saying that they are connected to the first world, maybe that's how they got here, is that they just jump between planes, and that's why they don't travel around. We should ask them about
We
that.
should just ask. They're right
yeah.
here.
Right?
So a
Nah.
bunch of gnomes come over because they're pretty surprised to see this eclectic group of people.
Hello,
Hi,
friends.
friends. Hopefully.
The gnomes say, "Hello, welcome to Corlaboblin," says one of the gnomes. Another one says, "Sakaraka, not Corlaboblin. No, It's Ufanar. Welcome to Ufanar. No, Korlaboblin.
Oof,
According to your sign, it's currently Korlaboblin.
It is currently Korlaboblin, agrees the first person.
Alright.
It is whatever is the most popular for the from the vote, most recent vote, and that's Korlaboblin. No, Ufanar.
Do you do voting? Do you have anybody that's in charge here?
No.
Oh,
We use
goodness.
votes.
This is great. I love this place. We need to have a vacation here when all this is done.
Syndicalist commune.
I think this is our
This
vacation.
is our
use
vacation
voting.
arc.
He's just always going to keep saying Ufanar because,
That's what he voted for.
yes, and he's trying to popularize it to try to get a chance to overturn Korlaboblin in the next vote. And if he keeps saying that it's Ufanar, that raises his chances.
You need to make this like a catchphrase, like Ufanar. That's where we are, and then bam,
Oh.
you'll get way more votes.
Yeah.
It's Korlaboblin, though. So welcome, travelers. What brings you all the way down here, or is it up here? You don't look like you're
Like
from
welcome,
Gaul, so
Goblin,
maybe
to
you're down here.
Korlaboblin.
That's
Yeah, welcome,
The
Goblin,
Goblin of
to
Korlaboblin.
Yeah, it's
Korlaboblin.
the Goblin Coral Goblin. Yeah, hi, I'm a goblin. Don't mind me.
We're very surprised by this.
Oh yeah, here, let me take off my
What
mask.
kind of a
really
goblin
quickly.
are you?
I'll take off my mask and just kind of like smile and give like 2 thumbs up, like, hey, I'm a.
a friendly goblin who seeks to right
he is-
wrongs and do good.
She is riding on a dog.
Yeah, his name's Bastion. He's a good boy. Do you want to pet him?
No.
Oh.
Whatever. All right.
We are actually
Another
trying
gnome
to...
says, "I do," interrupting you, and goes over and pets the dog.
What? Did you want to name the town really quickly here?
No.
You want to name the town? No, that rolls
Yes.
right off the tongue.
No.
I like this.
I don't know. Third base.
Korlaboblin.
Oh no.
Yay!
So, if we look back at this calendar of character, we can see it is the 20th of Sereneth, which is the summer solstice in the year 4713, just like 2013. That is a holiday for Serenray and Desna, neither of which any of you guys worship, but also apparently is a holiday for these gnomes because they seem to be having some sort of a festival on exactly this day because of the random time when you came here.
Wow, what a coincidence.
Yeah, it was really weird. I was putting the other
suspect
X's
they've got
on
a
it.
festival most days for something.
But this is a special festival.
Oh.
So have you come for the festival?
no,
for
you come
the
to stop the
solstice?
end of the world.
When somebody asks you if you've come for the festival,
Yes.
you
You
say
say
yes.
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 Oh,
But
I
also
didn't
to
know
stop
that.
the end of the world.
So you guys also celebrate the summer solstice?
I mean, who
That's correct.
Who
does it in
doesn't?
their own way? Yeah.
I don't know. I thought most people don't celebrate it.
I mean, we don't take weekends off as per when we started this adventure, literally on a Saturday. But I mean,
We
hey,
could use a
We're not
break.
working
It's not a
today.
Saturday. It was a star day.
oh, a star day? Oh, my bad.
We've been traveling a lot. It gets confusing.
Understood. Well, welcome to our festival. It's a festival and celebration of the summer solstice and Eng the Hooded, the eldest of seasons, and travel. You're travelers.
Hey,
Therefore,
we
that
travel.
means you're automatically welcome during our celebration of Eng the Hooded.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
Alright.
Aang the Hooded. Okay, yeah.
I have an important question.
Yes.
Does your celebration include beer?
That depends. Do you like microbrewed beer?
I'm not.
Because they're
I don't know what that
small,
means.
so they make
I don't know what
microbrews
that
because they're
means.
so tiny. Oh,
I get it.
oh, that's great.
We have locally sourced beers that are made using alchemical processes.
That.
They're very different than other things you might have drunk. And they're colorful.
Oh,
Like this
Colorful
one's
beers.
blue.
Blue beer.
blue beer.
Should we?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go ahead and give this a
So
shot.
you
What's
said
the
you're
worst that
here
could
to
happen?
save the world,
Yes.
but the
Yes.
world is not in peril during the
Yeah.
summer solstice.
It always is in peril. Every
It
day.
isn't. It isn't in peril today. Today is a good day to have a celebration. But soon, and then forever after, there are a group of evil people that are coming, and we could use some aid in fighting them. We need information and we need help.
Information and help. What about the slide of enlightenment? Says one of the gnomes. It points to that big tower that goes up and then has the incline coming down.
No
It's
way.
a slide.
If you take the slide of enlightenment, perhaps you will learn what you need.
Okay, real talk, Rupuddle. Let's gather together really quickly here. Are we okay with like burning a day here to enjoy the slide of enlightenment and also get drunk on tiny little microbrews that are my size and your
Hey,
size?
man, I never said I was going to get drunk. I just said I wanted a beer.
Oh,
Well, with how they made them, we're not really sure what they'll do.
I got a feeling we're super ahead of schedule.
Wait, Evelirin, are you actually able to get drunk?
I don't
Or are you
know.
immune to poison?
That's a good question.
I am so sorry if that's the case.
Well,
that spending
because
the
of the
day-
fact that dwarves got in big trouble by all those classes giving them immunity to poison, dwarves are better off now. The classes usually give you abilities to just remove the poison if you don't want it.
Okay, gotcha.
So then that way you can still get drunk, and then when you don't want to be drunk anymore, you just remove
You're just like,
the
and I'm
alcohol.
done.
It's like, yeah, now we got to fight.
Best
I gotta
designated driver
drive.
ever.
Ding.
Yeah.
Gotta drive the minecart.
Pull over this pony right now.
So I'm okay with spending a day here, but what about the Slide of Enlightenment?
What about the Slide of Enlightenment?
Does it
I
look
think
fun
it's definitely
or
something
scary?
that I should try.
I feel
Well,
like we
it
all
sounds
need
like
to take this.
when you go into a village and they ask you to do a thing, it's often like kill a monster or something like that. It's just like the most benign thing I've ever been asked to do.
come on.
Yeah.
Coming into it. Will
Wait,
please
you guys
go
want
down
to
our
kill a
slide?
monster?
What?
You guys want to kill a monster?
Yeah, we're dragon slayers.
Is he listening to our group?
Technically, yes. Now I can
Your
say
group
that.
huddle was
without-
really loud.
Sorry, yeah.
It's true.
We're
we
bad
get
at
pretty
whispering.
excited.
Yeah, that's right.
We should stop wearing microphones.
if you want-
We,
if
we
you
often
want-
forget that we're not alone.
Yeah.
If you want, there are some rocks that have been like coming and attacking us, and especially attacking our roofs
Oh,
and
we
buildings.
heard about rocks in the
Yeah.
area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've been in the area for a while and they never bothered us. But recently, they've been destroying our buildings.
that's rude.
That seems like a jerk move.
Wait, something's stirring them up. That actually could be super important.
I think
they
that-
come from the mountains. Mountains have the source of the rivers, where we think
They
that,
come from the northernmost river source.
Oh. Okay.
oddly specific, but helpful.
Yes.
Helpful.
Yeah, I'm. Do you,
That's where their nest is. We've known about it for a while, but they haven't bothered us.
Do you use like secret trails out of here? Because it didn't look very well worn.
We never take the same path twice.
Ah,
Okay.
Do you vote on which path to take?
No, we take our own path.
surprised you all don't worship Desna then, if you're doing that. That just seems like a very Desnan thing.
There's also something that the eldest would do,
Oh,
'Cause-
Aang the Hooded?
or any eldest. We don't only worship Aang the Hooded. You know,
Oh.
the first world is always changing constantly. Only the eldest create islands of stability. But the real problem is pollution from the material plane that pollutes stability into the first world through rifts.
Hmm.
That's good to know.
So close the rifts and don't pollute the first world.
Okay, noted.
Give a hoot. Don't pollute.
Alrighty,
first
we'll
world.
do just that.
Yes.
Is
Okay.
there a rift around here?
No, but there might have been a long time ago.
Okay.
Because there used to be a lot of Fae here.
Oh yeah, we heard that.
Hmm. That's fair.
It is true.
I mean, this whole region has had some weird issues with the first world. Apparently, one of the major enemies of the eldest has gotten involved with this region. You can probably find out more about it by playing the Kingmaker Adventure Path or Pathfinder Kingmaker.
What?
Well, that definitely sounds like a first world problem. We'll have to look into that later.
Did you start speaking another language?
What's that?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Marketing language. Well, I
Hi,
mean,
marketing.
I feel like if I have enough blue beers, then I will go down the slide. Of
Yeah, I'm gonna
enlightenment.
go ahead and dual
I
wield
don't
two
think
blue
you need
beers.
any beers to go down the slide of enlightenment.
No, I'm going down the Slide of Enlightenment first.
All right, you go down the slide of enlightenment.
Whee!
Your hair gets all like swooped back by the
My
the
hat, my
wind.
hat.
No, your hat. Whoa.
Just hold on to it.
You don't actually see any visions. You're a little bit dizzy from the slide, but I mean, maybe you were enlightened by the by going up to the top and seeing the perspective and going down, but it doesn't seem to be magical. They just have a slide of enlightenment.
I am definitely going to take that slide of enlightenment as
Yep.
well. This seems very critical to the mission.
Okay.
Yeah. So are we? Do
Yeah.
we drink first or do that first?
I'll just fill up my
All right.
canteen with
What kind of-
various alchemy.
Yeah.
Yes, from the top of the slide, you can see some gnomes combining alchemy and water magic to create the weird microbrew beers
I'm sure this is fun.
and other Fey wines.
They look like they have the proper credentials to be making drinks for people. I'm sure they have a business license. I'm not going to ask them for it.
And then afterwards, if whichever of you is drinking the most, they're like, does anyone want to try the beer dunk?
No.
What is a beer dunk? I have to hear this.
Well,
no.
the beer dunk is very interesting because there's many different ways to get beer into your system. But you can take this beer which will cause you to temporarily grow gills. And then you go into the tank with the other beer.
Can I drink my beer out of that tank before anybody gets in it?
I don't know how many gnomes have been in there. Oh no.
That tank is only for gills.
Gills only.
All right.
The rest of the beer is gill free.
I don't want the gill beer. And
There's
I don't
just
want
like-
to swim in beer.
There's just like a merfolk passed out somewhere. There. It's like, wow, somebody partied way too hard
Oh
here.
no.
It's a Locathar from Outsea that just came a little
Yeah.
bit too
Hey
far.
guys, how's it? Oh no.
We heard Lake Ilona was a good place to. Oh, there's a giant monster there.
Oh no.
Let's go in the beer. So the gnomes are generally continue to be very festive and strange, and you can go to a bunch of different celebrations, mostly involving walking around or different seasonal things that are not summer based for whatever reason, even though it's the summer solstice. Like they have like
A sleigh ride.
yeah, they have like fake alchemical snow that they put around, and
Wow.
they've and leaf coloring
Nice.
It's like
Although-
Epcot Center, but for gnomes.
where you color the leaves on the tree so it looks like fall.
Yeah.
And it's basically the longest day of the year, and you can hang out with these gnomes. They seem to like you. I guess during that time, are you going to tell them what the threat is, other than generic? The world is always in danger, and
It will
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
little more specific.
Yeah, we'll get more specific than that.
As we drink more.
And express more
Informational.
interest in them joining our cause.
Yes.
Yes.
well, we can't join your cause if the rocks are just going to come and destroy even more of our buildings.
If we take care of the rocks, will you join our cause?
Yes. Also, this moon mirror that you're talking about, we actually have heard of it.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, I haven't heard of it. You can't just say we. Okay, fine. I've heard of it, and so have all of them, but not her. She hasn't heard of it. Thank you. Okay, so the moon mirror is some kind of thing that's to the south.
To
of
the
here.
south of here, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've
Wait,
heard of it, but
to
you
the
don't know what it is. You just think it's some kind of thing. Yes, I've heard of it. I didn't say I know what it is.
That doesn't sound very reliable.
It's definitely something to the south. It's even south, like pretty far south.
and definitely not due east or.
Oh no, it's
airport.
south.
Okay.
That actually tells us that.
That we
There's a
should've-
red dragon in the area somewhere near it. So
Not anymore.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's somewhere around that because no one's traveled there for a while because of that red dragon
That makes sense. That's a very neat
for
red
like a
dragon.
generation. Although gnomes have different generations because we don't actually necessarily age unless we bleach, and here we do lots of different weird things and we don't bleach. So therefore,
They're technically immortal. They'll live like this forever.
It's sounding more and more like this is not just the longest day of the year, but the longest day of my life.
you get to learn all sorts of weird facts about gnomes you never knew before, and I guess perhaps in your case never wanted to know. Like how some gnomes in magic-rich areas, such as this area, can absorb different traditions of magic and have weird arcane powers or weird
That's pretty
primal
cool.
powers that are more fey and connected to the first world, or
Interesting.
occult or divine. Very strange.
Oh, nice.
But what eventually, even the longest day of the year must end. So I will cross off another day.
Do they tell us? Do they know what the moon mirror actually is, or it's just something to the south?
Oh, it's some kind of water thing.
Okay.
Water thing. Could you be any less specific?
It's like, wow,
No,
you
I
really,
really don't think you
called
could,
a mirror.
honestly.
It's called a mirror. I mean,
it's like,
Like
wow, you really know about the moon mirror, huh? It's like, hey, I said I've heard of it. That doesn't mean I know everything about it.
I didn't mean to start a fight.
Yeah. Sorry.
This
Too
one
late.
gnome seems pretty irate that he just, the other gnome just said, we know about the moon mirror.
Is it the same one that wanted the different name? And is
No,
trying
it's a
to get
different
that?
gnome this
Alright.
time.
So
They have a
irascible.
democracy, but that doesn't mean it's stable.
No.
Nomocracy.
it's clear
Oh,
that
that
it's
was
unstable.
Oh boy.
So, why do you call the slide of enlightenment?
Because when you go down the side of enlightenment and the world is moving at such a rapid pace, occasionally gnomes have gained inspiration suddenly while going on that slide.
You would get inspiration more often than if you went faster down the slide, so maybe you should oil it up or something.
It's possible. It's possible, but Chris and Lara, the Crasher, tried that and it didn't work.
Oh.
Or it did. Maybe. We will never be able to ask.
Worked a little too well.
Party too
Let's
hard.
just say that that's a gnome that ascended to a different plane of existence
It's
after
possible.
the trip down
Descended
the,
more specifically.
descended.
Yeah.
I mean, we could have used a spell to speak with his corpse, except for that it wasn't really in a good condition.
Oh, that makes me uncomfortable. I went down that slide. We need to not do that anymore.
Yeah, well,
The slide is perfectly safe as long as you don't try to grease it with frictionless alchemical grease.
Noted.
like whatever his name was.
I feel like we've
The
all
Crasher,
become
Lara the
enlightened
Crasher,
now.
yes.
Yeah.
But if you put the tank of
No.
beer at
No.
the bottom, no, okay, I'm
There
just
is
gonna
such
shut
a
right
thing as surface tension, says the gnome.
Oh, no.
Wait, what?
Surface tension. It's something that a liquid has that can cause you to be harmed even when you fall into a
I'm
liquid.
sorry, I fell asleep.
Nerd stuff. Total nerd stuff. That,
I forgot that I could run across their beer if I wanted.
You can run across the beer.
I could.
You could even crawl across the beer
Oh, no.
At full speed.
at full speed.
I don't know why I would do that, but maybe enough
One
blue
of,
beers.
one of the gnomes sees you doing that and just like puts down the beer and just like goes wide-eyed, just looks at the beer again and just pours it out. It's like, I've seen
I
it.
got a bad match.
All right, so we have us
boy.
at 21 days is now Fire Day.
Okay.
This is the next day.
We did that on a Thursday? Naughty us.
It was
No.
Oath. It was on Oath Day.
Oath Day, sorry.
Yes.
TGI
I swear I'm
Fire
never
Day.
coming back here on a solstice again.
Ever, definitely not.
I'm coming back here every solstice.
I am.
You
So
just
the
leave
three of
Malik
us
behind.
are.
That's
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna wait over there.
Malik will just go to the World Wound instead, because that's preferable for some of the Abyssal.
But
Well,
they don't
no.
have a slide at the World Wound. That's no
Oh, yes,
fun.
they do.
I'm worried
Okay.
they do.
Oh, no.
Bam, straight to the abyss.
Oh.
It's just into a demon's maw. Yeah, because it's its tongue.
I'm
That's
worried,
fun.
I'm worried I might
Ropa-gug.
meet family. I better avoid a slide like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you like to do next?
Are we going to head off toward the rocks?
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like we know where to go to the mirror, but if we go to the rocks, we can help the gnomes with their problem and earn more allies. And then
How about we try
battle.
talking to the rocks as well, since you can talk to animals and they're just big
Yeah.
birds?
rocks they're just big animals, right?
They're they're either elemental earth.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right.
Elemental earth spheres that sort
Like
of that are
magnetism.
like rocks that use magnetism to float through the air and sometimes get magnetized towards people in metal armor and crush them.
Yeah.
As
Obviously.
Evelyn knows, or as the druid
terrifying
knows, they
stuff.
might be giant birds that can carry off elephants.
Well, we could ask the gnomes
Agree to
which type of
disagree.
rocks.
Oh, the bird kind.
The bird kind. Okay.
Okay, that's a
I think
good
that's what they
clarification.
know. They're like, well, of course, there's those other kind. too.
Yeah. Me and my heavy full plate will just sit there and kind of sigh. Like, oh. Kind of scared about the whole getting crushed in armor thing.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
So yeah, I mean, I don't really want to fight these giant birds. That seems bad.
Yeah, we should
Well, we
tell
just-
them to knock it off.
Yeah, they just need to not attack
We need to
the
figure out what's happening with them. Yeah.
huts.
Yeah, and I'm afraid we're all a little way too pick-upable to.
I don't
can
know.
find
I,
out what
I can
stir 'em
run
up.
away. I'll be fine.
They can pick you up, fly off, and then drop you from a high height, causing massive
Oh,
falling
yeah.
damage.
Over and over
is a-
and over.
if they're just animals, it may be that there's some other predator in the region that's sort of caused them to be a little more aggressive. We can find out, I guess.
That seems strange
So-
because they are certainly apex predators.
Well, we've heard that there's some really bad stuff happening around here, so
Yeah.
So if you guys want to go, they said it's the northernmost
North
of the
one.
river
I think the
sources.
fastest way for us to go there is go do Eric Word and then take the river,
take the river. yeah.
Katina Word,
Yes.
up into the mountains.
Yeah.
First
Yes.
Eric word, then Katina word. I like
Yes.
this plan.
or
So-
otherwise known as
Bum, bum,
eastward
bum,
and then
So,
northeasterly.
so the first
That's right.
the first spot Eric Word takes day. You have a little bit of the day left over going into the next text, so then move that one and then another one along the river. And all the way there, so you would get that. You would get 3 in the next day because of the extra amount that you had left over. That moves us to Star Day, then Sunday, and then to get to the rest of the way, it is Moon Day.
Day.
And now you guys can roll your perception.
This is the time spent looking around in here, right?
You know
We
what?
could do
Yeah, this is
survival
now-
instead.
we
perception
shouldn't
or
do
survival?
anything like this on a moon day. Maybe we should just wait a day.
What?
I'm totally kidding.
Perception or survival.
Survival?
Yeah, survival.
Or
That's the
perception.
best. Or perception if you don't have survival. All right.
I stubbed my eye.
Oh no.
How does that
That
even happen?
sounds
Critically failed.
He
painful.
turns around and a tree.
Yeah.
Classic.
21.
Okay.
21.
17.
All right. So
Can't see anything.
it does take an additional day of searching because it was a little hard to find the rocks. They were up in a remote part of the mountains.
Yeah, just giant
But it's
flying,
toil day when you find the rocks.
giant flying birds the size of like 2 elephants put together. Yeah, that's.
But their nest
totally
was
survival.
actually up among the crags.
Plus,
So
can't
you
see
guys
them.
are gonna try to
They're on the
talk to
other side of the
them.
mountain.
So why don't we? I'm not gonna completely open the map yet in case you guys manage to pull this off. Just put yourself,
Seems skeptical.
put yourselves on this map in a vague formation, and we will then transpose that to the fully
like,
open map if we
put
get
me
a
in
fight
front
with the
A
rocks.
rock I can cower behind, but not the flying kind.
We're going to the crags, right? That's
Yeah. So you totally see a big rock nest up there where there are a pair of rocks.
Should yell at them.
They're big, and they're not trying to hide, so you can see them from a distance.
Can you shout at them with your?
Yes, I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
It seems like they vaguely notice you, but on the other hand, you're so small compared to them that they don't immediately recognize you as something that is going to possibly attack them, which is good because it sounds like you're not going to attack them.
Yeah, I cast Speak with Animals and then I say, "Hello, friends."
It says,
Oh.
"Hello, who are you?" Also, I guess you can use your hobnobbing.
Yeah, my glad hand.
Glad handing.
Yeah, your glad handling animal
We
friendship to
don't
see
want
if
your
they
panther.
like you.
Just go away.
Glad handing. It's 26.
Okay, so like, yeah. Oh, who are you?
My name is Luca Meadowpeak. I am a druid of the leaf. But we've come to ask you why you have been attacking some friends of ours, the gnomes in the valley there.
The gnomes in the valley there. What's the gnomes in the valley there? Small thing.
Little people like us.
The colorful buildings.
Little
Colorful
people.
buildings.
Colorful. Oh, the orange buildings. They drive us crazy. Orange, crazy, crazy.
You don't like orange?
Yes, the orange. The orange is bad.
You know, I have no idea what the bird is saying, but it seems very irate about
Why?
something.
He's mad.
You seem pretty mad.
It's orange.
I think Lucas just pissing him off.
It just keeps on screeching the exact same way. I wish I knew what that meant.
The orange buildings are bad. They're too bright. They just are a total eyesore.
They're driving down the property value. We hate it.
So that's why you're attacking the roofs?
Yes, they drive us crazy. It looks like a prey, but it's not. It's made of roof. Ah! Well, the other one says, "We don't even want to go there, but the food to the east is running out, so we go there, and then it's orange. It's orange."
The food to the east is
I
running out?
understand why he's
Yes.
upset.
Yep.
Why?
I don't know.
It's not there anymore.
Maybe we ate it all.
So is he talking about Eric Word?
So when you go to hunt in the valley, you see these orange buildings. It drives you a little nutty.
Triggered.
It's exciting, but also very upsetting and confusing.
I know that feels.
So they should paint their roofs a different color and you'd be okay.
Paint?
I mean,
Makes
change the color. Make the color different.
Malt? the
Yeah, yeah,
roof?
sure. What? Yeah, sure.
Yes. Then we won't get excited by the orange.
This is a surprisingly in-depth screeching conversation they're having as we're all just walking.
That's what everyone else hears. Yeah.
I think they're getting mad.
Yeah, no, I mean, they just sound mad, period. Like, every single thing they've said sounded angry.
It's okay, German's kind
So
of like that.
I explain the predicament of the area and the bad things that are happening,
Ritual?
and ask if they would help us
Orange?
if we get especially if we get rid of the orange.
Agreed.
You should ask them what colors they do like.
If you get rid of the orange.
Agreed. Neat. Okay. What color do you like? Like
Gray? Brown?
Okay.
Not orange!
I'm playing a paladin, so I can't, but I really want you to tell them that the evil spooky ritual is what's forcing the gnomes to paint everything orange. And be like, it's because of them, so the rocks are like, oh, well, we're just not having that, mister. But, again, that would be lying. That's terrible. Don't do that. I definitely can't understand your conversation.
They agreed already, so.
I turn around and explain what's going on to everyone,
So how's this
Wow.
walking?
noting that he's wearing a bunch of orange, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah, orange
That's
and
right, the Phoenix
red.
looking one.
Yeah, does anybody
Yep.
know prestidigitation? It might be cool if I was, like, blue for a day.
They definitely have been looking towards the goblin, and is part of when they got agitated. Anytime they're like orange.
That makes you feel safe,
Why are
right?
they staring at me? I'm just gonna hide behind this
I just
rock.
go, I just go,
Fortunately, it's
and then
small.
touch his clothing and turn it brown.
Oh, no, I just
They,
look like I went
they
in the
immediately
sewer
seem
again.
a lot
Oh,
less
or a
agitated than
regular
they were
bird. You got from a
before.
Phoenix to like a regular bird.
Yeah, now
You're
I
like a
just,
pheasant.
I just look like a
You're
quail.
like a rock.
Now you're a noble
Phoenix.
rock.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
a rock. Oh.
You're right, that is pretty
mini
cool.
rock.
Yeah.
Rocks are brown, so
You're a pebble.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that gives me a good idea.
So
So seriously, that's all they want is the roof.
the
like
rocks
a
seem to
boulder.
relax a little bit now that the orange thing's gone. Although it's not as big as the other orange thing, so it didn't cause them to attack immediately. But they seem a lot calmer now.
Okay.
Wow. I
Well,
just thought of a really goofy joke, but I'm going to keep it to myself because it's terrible.
Aw.
Should we go check out why they're? I mean, they say the food to the east. We're right here.
I mean, that
are there any monsters or beasts to the east that are also killing your food?
No, it's far out to the east.
Oh, farther than.
Further than our map goes.
It's
Farther
past
than
the
our
mountains,
In case you hadn't noticed, Melik, they can fly. They're huge.
past the big tall rocks. There's a flat area, and there's lots of good things to eat, but not anymore.
Why
to
don't
do
we
about
see
that.
if they'll give us a ride back to the gnome village or everywhere? Frankly,
Call
Why
the
don't-
eagles.
I asked them,
I
are you
mean,
willing to carry us anywhere?
No. That sounds too annoying. But we will help if you get rid of the orange.
was that a yes?
I bet there's a caveat. There's always a caveat.
Oh.
Alrighty.
They're afraid that we'll itch.
What?
They're afraid that we'll cause itching. We're so small.
That is plausible. Okay.
No, I don't have lice, thank you.
And the rocks don't
I
want to
also
have
just
lice
made that
on
up.
them either.
Yeah.
I can respect
You
that
guys are
policy.
about the same size to them. No, you're bigger to them than a louse is to you.
Really
but
big
still.
lice. Well, so we have to.
Like a little spider this big.
like a tick.
So we climb on. They're like, ah!
Get it off! It's crawling all over me! Get it off of me!
Get a
And when you get
newspaper.
off, they're like, I still feel like it's on me. I still feel like it's on me.
I'm
you
so
see
angry, I'm
where it
seeing
went?
orange.
You really ruffle their feathers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
uh,
Well,
Find one of those rocks who's like, no, I kind of like it. Come on.
It sounds like to me, though, these rocks might be overhunting these mountains.
well, that sounds like a... Oh, wait, no, you are a druid. I was going to say that sounds like
Problem
something
for a
that
druid.
a druid with a lot of free time on their hands should try and assist with, but I don't know if that's the best thing for us to undertake right now.
maybe after. Wait, did we get another ally point? Is that what happened?
No. I'm just putting it up because
Oh.
we're talking about whether we're gonna deal with the ecological
Oh.
ramifications of the Iobarian plants to the east of the mountains.
No, I'm talking about dealing with the ecological ramifications of the rocks.
I mean, they are a natural part of the ecosystem, right?
Can we do that after they help us? I mean,
It's a good idea. That's a
Yeah.
good idea. I think the area can survive for a month.
thanks for helping us. Die! You eat too much.
No.
Oh,
And you'll feed the gnomes for a month.
yeah. Okay, well, we have to convince the gnomes
Biggest turducken ever.
to
About 3 days to get here, right?
Yep.
So it'd be another 3 days back.
Yep.
Stuff the rock inside a boat in 747 afterwards.
It'd be really nice if you'd carry us. We'd solve the problem much quicker.
Roll a diplomacy check to try to convince them with your wild empathy.
Wow.
16.
16.
Don't use it.
I understood that.
That's pretty universal.
Yep.
Bird now.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Maybe they'll carry us after we get rid of the orange.
We'll follow you to make sure the orange is gone.
No, that's okay. You don't need to follow us.
We don't want.
How
don't
will we
want
know
to
how to
get
help
him.
you?
That's fair. Then we
is
don't
a
have to
good
come
point.
back and be like, "Yo, we got rid of it."
Well, we're not going to be there for 3 days, so I'm sure that you would be there much faster,
Oh,
as we would if you carried us. No pressure.
It'll take
But
us longer to get rid of the orange.
Yep.
that's okay.
We
Fine.
should tell them to wait for 1 day night or 2 day night cycles, and then come there and land outside, and we'll find them there, so we can make it back that fast. I'm scared they don't know how to count to 3 though, because they're animals. So if we said 3
Whoa,
days,
rude.
I don't know.
They would probably be able to understand the day-night cycle, whether or not they actually count.
Yeah, that's fair. I look at Bastion, I'm like, I don't think Bastion understands the concept of time either, so.
Rocks are definitely not going to be like, you've thrown off my circadian cycle.
Oh, no. No,
I
you
need my REM
mistake.
sleep.
Watch what this lunar eclipse, we're just going to plummet.
Oh boy. Well, I don't know.
But we should definitely have them come back with us because coming all the way back up here, we don't have a good reason to come all the way back up here.
Yeah, let's have them come
Waste
with us.
time, so.
I mean, we had a giant, awesome apex predator be like, "Yo, you want to hang out and stuff?" And we're like, "Nah." I feel like, yeah, we should totally just have like the rocks like hobbling behind us. That'd be pretty great.
Follow us down. That's going to be pretty intimidating to the Gnomes Corvoblin, though.
Especially
right?
if we
We're
just
like,
start
oh, we sent those people to deal with the rocks. Oh, and several days later, here they come with all the rocks.
Yep. And just for fun, we can just throw our hands up and start screaming like, "Run for your lives!"
Bye, my
Gotcha.
pretties!
Yeah.
Oh my
no.
And now we have a gnome village all to ourselves.
Well, that escalated.
None shall enjoy this light of enlightenment but us.
That slide is mine.
How many rocks are there?
And the beer tank.
2, a mated pair.
How tough are they?
Like, about as tough as one of you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They're ready to
All right,
rock.
let's go.
get out.
Nope.
All right. So you guys head back down
Was that you just considering rock murder?
to
Yeah.
Corlaboblin.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
At least
I'm
it's not
I'm
rock
not
lobster.
privy to all the
Oh,
druidic
no.
ways. Maybe that's a important balancing of the ecosystem or whatever.
Well, I mean, it sounds like they are reducing the animal population too much, but maybe not.
I mean, big birds gotta eat. They.
Yeah, exactly.
They've apparently been here, according to the notes, for a long time without doing that. But they're birds. They don't know any other reasons other than maybe they ate them all. But there could be another problem. Actually, who has society?
And we all technically have society.
Sure,
I'm
but
terrible
who is
at
not
it.
terrible at it? But who thinks they're the best in the group?
Probably not me.
I've
Oh,
got
man.
+4.
You guys are
plus
five.
plus
Plus
six.
five. I have
You
plus
guys are
five.
lucky you're not the part 6 group. All right, is anyone better than +6? All right, cool. I'll just do it for all of
Great.
you guys. You'll get all sorts of facts.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Okay,
facts.
so Melik, you think that to
1 second. I should tell you that I have the feat dubious knowledge, which means
excellent. All right, that is extremely important. Now 3 people know things.
This is escalating.
All right, so
Uh-oh.
Melik, you think
Scared.
that to the east of those mountains is a land called Iobaria that is known for cycles of plagues that sometimes happen and among different types of creatures and can sometimes kill things off that you didn't expect. That doesn't mean they transfer between different species, but it can cause issues. It also has caused issues among the humanoid population. However, 2 of your comrades don't necessarily agree with you.
Uh-oh.
Fen, you actually know that the land to the east of here is actually the hobgoblin homeland of Jahoi.
Yeah.
It's where the hobgoblins came from originally. There was a magical spring created by the elves that was going to make the uplift goblins away from the devils, and then they decided that they hated the elves after that.
Oh.
And you know that the land to the east of here is called Iobaria. However, it is ruled by Cyclopses to the east of the mountains. So the Cyclopses may have been the ones that caused the issues with the Megafauna. Whereas you can tell that if the hobgoblins are starting a new army which they occasionally do, they might need extra supplies.
To be real, when are they not starting a new army? I mean,
Sure.
yeah.
So that's you guys all have a different theory about why it might have happened.
I don't have any theories.
No.
Well, your theory is wrong because all the rocks would die from plague, and your theory is wrong because if there were cyclopses, these things would be eating well. So clearly, it's actually where all the hobgoblins are because I'm pretty sure.
Or my first theory, based on my expertise in nature, that they're overpredating the area,
I mean,
is correct.
I guess that sounds reasonable.
I think that sounds like the most plausible, frankly. I don't know, we have an Occam here, but we have somebody with a razor that's going to tell us that philosophically.
Every world has an Occam.
All right.
Oh, hey, look, the gnome village.
Hey, you made it back to Corlaboblin, and the gnome.
It's still called Corlaboblin?
Yes.
Whoa.
Wow.
It's not that. I mean, like they do have one sign with different cross-offs that has lasted for a while.
You see Corlaboblin.
They don't hold a vote every day that successfully removes the name.
I just like to imagine that, like, it's like Corlaboblin that's crossed out, then there's another name, and then it's Corlaboblin again. It's like,
A very important part about the Corlaboblin village charter is that it requires a majority to make a change, which is very difficult. A plurality does not make a change.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that probably keeps it from being changed like multiple times per day. You have to get them all to agree what the change is going to be instead of just agree that they don't want it to stay.
How did they get anything done in this place?
See, this is why democracy just doesn't work. This is why
Yeah,
none of
I
the
don't
other
think they-
civilized nations use it except for Bandarin.
Yeah, kings are better.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
Andoran
exactly.
has its own
Monarchs.
own issues with demagogues. So
That's true. I mean, just you put
some of the gnomes come out like, we said get rid of the rocks, but you seem to have brought the rocks.
we did, and they're
That
getting
is
madder
exactly-
and madder.
That is exactly the opposite of getting rid of them.
This is the they're getting madder and madder because the orange on your buildings makes them irate.
The orange on our
Color
buildings.
orange makes them irate.
I told you we should have made that building blue that they smashed and not orange. I retroactively knew it was because the rocks were smashing it for being orange. Did you just say you retroactively knew? How can you retroactively know? Retrocognition. It's an occult spell, and I'm an occult gnome.
Well, actually, my character would have done that previously, so I actually would have painted it. Yeah, no.
Did you
Maybe
in
we
fact
should, maybe we
paint?
should let the rocks destroy you.
No!
I'm not gonna go that far.
No, then we can't
Did
come
you,
back.
did you in fact
joking.
create more orange?
right.
Did you paint more stuff orange recently? Like in anticipation of your
This is a
festival? or
regular
something?
amount of orange.
So you need no orange
Yep.
on your roofs.
Well, if that will stop the rocks from attacking us, then okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there's still plenty of other colors, so you can keep
Do you
all
need
the
to vote
colorful
on
stuff.
that, or is that add it to the town charter? Nothing shall be orange.
Well, we must have a vote. All in favor. We must have a vote. We call for a vote. Seconded. Thirded. With 3, then we shall have a vote.
All right, bam, nailed it. Now they can go.
They grab all of the gnomes from the village together. It's like, who is in favor of being eaten by the rocks? One person raises their hand. All right, go ahead, they say.
Yeah.
Everyone who is instead in favor of removing the orange, a bunch of other people raise their hands. Some people don't vote at all.
My house
Well,
is
that is a
already-
majority, so we will remove the orange. Add it to the town charter.
Let's go paint it
No,
like burnt
we must
umber.
give you a feast for figuring out how to get rid of the rocks. But we
that-
just had a
the town
festival
charter?
like last week,
Yeah, but that was last week.
so we'll have another one. But you must all show off your great dragon slaying skills and abilities at the festival. And then,
On this dragon.
no, then we will join you. So
Oh,
first of
wow,
all,
yeah,
the rocks join you because you removed the orange.
Yay!
So that's 1 ally point.
Is this really in the adventure? The orange.
It is
like-
now.
I forgot the book.
It is really in the adventure.
Okay.
Nice. I mean, it's gnomes expected to go a little zany.
I don't know what to tell you. It's in the adventure.
Color angry.
Who wrote
rocks.
this adventure?
Was it you?
No.
Okay.
So, there is a festival that is specifically honoring you guys for stopping the rocks from attacking them, during which you get to show off your specialties.
Sweet dragon slaying skills. Oh, yeah.
Yes. You can either tumble around with acrobatics,
Oh, heck
do a
yeah.
performance, or use any kind of lore to show what thing you're great at.
Any kind of lore.
Any lore, and everybody has at least one from their background. Even Dominion of the Black lore is acceptable.
Oh god.
So
Don't
everybody-
freak me
yeah,
out.
so I tell a bunch of
Start babbling.
I had a mind quake the other night,
and at the end it's totally silent and everybody's
and in it I saw a great orange wall advancing upon us all.
So you start like babbling and
I think
everything.
I'll just use acrobatics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody rolls because they give each of you some time on the stage, and individually they will.
We do such a bad job that by the time we're done, half the gnomes have bleached and just went to die.
Wait for your rolls before we claim that. So what did you get?
I got 20.
Okay.
But
They
at the
cl-
end of my performance, I spontaneously turn into a shambling mound. I do a flip and
They were going to give
shrieking.
polite applause to that, but when you turn into a shambling mount, they seem much more interesting.
Oh, I was
After talking to them about unspeakable horrors from the dark spaces between the stars, you basically do a flip, turn yourself inside out, becomes the sprawling plant thing. And here's what can happen to
turned
you.
inside out.
Whoa!
then back
guy's
into a
all
halfling.
right.
Like you do that.
They seem a bit more impressed than they did when you didn't turn to it. What did you do, Malik?
I'm going to do an acrobatic display of the skills that an acrobatic reenactment of the dragon slaying fight. I get 27.
Okay. That is a
Foot
really
shuffling
impressive reenactment. Your acrobatics is so impressive that they give a loud cheer and seem delighted. What do you do?
I will go ahead and regale them with a performance sing, 32, to talk about
Whoa.
our actual dragon slaying and how, more importantly, more than bloodshed and murder, we did diplomacy to make sure that everybody had a great time and that nobody had to die that wasn't asking for it because their egos. were
Everybody had a great time while slaying the dragon, even the dragon?
Oh no, I mean like the fire giant was on board with being
okay.
cool, and then the cyclopses, and then like the dryad queen, like everybody was chill.
like,
it was great.
Just
There
like,
are
chill
there are
out, fire
wild
giant.
cheers and delight, and they shower you with gifts.
Oh,
And what did you get?
I got a 29 on acrobatics.
Whoa.
So I'm gonna do all sorts of crazy.
So you guys are
jumps
all the
and
backup
tumbles.
dancers who are doing
Yeah.
acrobatics while she's singing.
perfect.
I'm gonna
We'll
run
reenact.
across
I'll
water
be the
just 'cause I
dragon,
can.
and you be
yeah.
the everybody
Oh
else.
yeah, run
Well,
across water.
Yeah.
This is such an impressive display. Somehow the least impressive of all the performances was the one with the shambling mountain. That was still really impressive.
I just like the idea that like in a human village, if you did that, they just run away screaming. But the gnomes
Gnomes
like,
are like, whoa!
Yeah.
So individually, the gifts that
Exploded
they
into a
shower
man.
on you are not very valuable, but when you add them all together, it adds up to 1 treasure point.
sweet.
Oh yeah, I should erase the treasure
Wait, is
points
this a
you
dead
spent.
rat? What the?
And
It's
the
treasure.
gnomes count as 2 ally points, so you guys now have 8
Woo.
ally points, which is twice your target.
What about the
Oh,
rocks?
Yeah.
They counted as 1.
put them
That's
on
why
there.
I
Oh, you
put
already
them on
put
there
them
already.
5.
So you have
60.
8 ally points and 2 treasure points.
Two remaining treasures.
The
Remaining,
magic.
yeah. I
Yeah.
subtracted the ones you spent, which I should have done earlier, friends following us.
How
If
dare
these two
you.
gargantuan birds only count as 1, I'm just imagining like it's a tidal wave of gnomes that just
It's the-
washes over the place.
Oh, it's the entire village. You told
Oh,
them that they
yeah.
were all going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
We just
Super awkward when they go to help and they all have to leave in different directions.
our gnome militia just like comes there and just disperses randomly, and you're like, well, no, it's
And they're super hyped from our performance. They're like, wow,
All right.
let's do this.
So, how would you guys like to travel now? Keep in mind that Kaleri told you at the beginning that she's going to need 5 days of advance notice from where she is to get to any of those ends of
we
the rivers.
Just go back to camp.
we should
I
also
think that's right.
we should
because
also send
because it's going to be a real fast trip to actually get to that point. So we just go south.
because if the gnomes are correct, then yeah, that's where we want to
Use that
go.
really anti-Katina word. That's
Okay, and you guys are pretty close to there.
You should also like send like a small woodland animal, like maybe a fox, so we can just like fox them the news really quickly here, so they know what's up.
I don't think you want to
Let's
trust
fox them.
that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you're right. That's a pretty bad. It really
wouldn't
takes
trust
forever. We maybe send a bird.
It wouldn't be a trustworthy source of news.
Yeah.
So you should probably
Pretty
send a
biased.
bird because it can
Send a
fly.
raven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send one of the rocks. It'll just come crashing down in camp. People will be fine with that.
They just started setting up an orange
I
tent.
think
The rocks have brought a note saying, "Oh, here's what we're doing." And by the way, don't have any orange on it.
Messenger technically says a tiny animal. Maybe there should be a heightened version that sends a rock.
Send a rock,
to carry
yeah.
the message.
They think it's an omen of doom.
Right as like
coming
the
to attack them.
Iomedaeans
So-
show up, set up their
So
orange
if you do
tents.
send an
Are we
advance
gonna-
message, they can start buying something else for you with your treasure points
that's
too, because that takes a little bit of time.
Hey.
Are we
Yeah.
going to trust the gnomes that southern river source is where we need to go, or are we going to check out the other one first?
Yeah, I'm not sure because I did get a little bit of a weird feeling when they were saying that.
They're 4 days. The two that we haven't checked out are about 4 days apart. So we could either head back to camp, quickly check the one that the gnomes told us about. If it's not right, 4 days up, we can go around as well. But I think that doesn't save us any time, and that doesn't get us a stop back in camp.
Well, I mean, the question is, can we afford to march an army down there and then find out it's the wrong place?
Sorry,
I see what you're saying. I
guys.
see what
The
you're saying.
army is going to take 5 days from the starting point to get to that one, and then it'll probably take another, like you said, in those hills and mountains, another 5 days to go to the other one. So the answer is, you guys are ridiculously fast. So yes, you actually can
We'd
afford
still
to
have
march
time
an
to
army
even lead
both
the army
places.
if we had to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't worry about logistics. I'm sure they packed enough food to like double the travel time. It'll be fine.
So what do you guys want with the other 2 treasure points? I heard
another
a second
Aeon
iron stone.
Second Iron Stone, I think.
All right, we're gonna do it. So you have no treasure points left, and you order with your animal messenger a second Aeon Stone. So no treasure points, 8 ally points, no research points. All right,
We ain't about research.
We've
Whatever.
not found out anything.
you're the friendliest.
We
No,
research into alchemy.
no,
I just know about the
honestly,
dark
to
between
be
the stars.
clear, there were very few ways to get research points in this adventure.
That's fair.
So you guys are probably only going to miss one of the ways to get research points, and you still have 0. So,
All right.
all
That's
right.
okay.
So put yourself back to that river origin that is the Caleri thing. That is going to take you from Corlaboblin an additional 2 days. So that it is exactly the Sunday at the end of Sereneth when you come back.
We just show up at the
question.
army
Yeah.
camp with just like 4,000 gnomes. Like, oh no, no, no!
And some rocks, and the fire giant's still
What
there.
have you done?
And the cyclopes have gathered. And
I was
Clary
going to
says,
ask if they're coming with us or if we have like a way to notify them to be like, hey,
"Oh, they're
everyone.
coming with you this time because that's
Okay.
where they were going to head." And Clary says, "Well, it's only been a month, and this is good. This is a good army, given that our reports say that the Night Heralds have an army, possibly an army of giants, and we have an army also of giants and rocks and gnomes and
Yeah.
our esoteric order mercenaries. So."
We have trees. We have trees.
Yeah, we spoke with the trees.
Oh yeah,
he speaks
that's
for the
true.
trees.
Yeah,
pick
some of
them
the
up on the way.
some of the treants have also appeared. Although
Yeah.
the Dryad herself, too late, is still in her grove because she's tied to that tree.
Can't
Yep, that's fair.
Unless
put it in a little
Lutrian
pot.
uses its animate tree ability to animate her tree.
No,
then
even
she-
better.
But she's not going to do that.
That'd be intense.
Yeah.
We could get the rocks to grab the tree and just drop it in the middle of the battlefield. That
See,
clearly
so this
couldn't
is
backfire.
this is springtime, right?
It is
Summer.
because
Summer
you just
solstice.
had the
Alright.
summer solstice.
Oh, that's right. I'm just so long as we get this done before fall and all the leaves in our army change their colors to
And
orange.
yeah,
no.
yeah.
But that's fine because they just might go after the trees. They won't destroy
Yeah,
the building.
our tree ants would get murdered by the rocks.
Oh
Did
no.
you see the orange on those roofs? It wasn't like a natural orange.
It was
Come
really
on.
Garrett.
So I'm also just going
It
to
was
point out.
gnome orange.
It was
I'm just
gnome
going to point out
orange.
also I think we had something like 87 gnomes with like orange hair previously. I'm only counting 43. Oh,
Oh,
yep,
no.
there went the rock
Oh,
again.
no.
They just ate one.
That's not too
Oh.
much orange for them either, and neither would be one leaf. But like the big roofs kind of look like some kind of orange mammoth or something.
Oh yeah.
What if we
classic
leak
orange
to the
mammoths.
Night Heralds that they mustn't wear? We're really hoping they don't all wear orange cloaks on their giants.
Let's write them a letter. Dear Night
Dear
Heralds,
night. Yeah.
You know what? I just
whatever
realized-
you do
Do
not
not.
wear orange to the battle.
Yeah, you guys are going to be in trouble if all the Night Heralds are Pyroca divs, which are a type of outsider that specifically hates orange. Then
Oh no.
you
Oh,
won't
no.
be-
The rocks will get along well.
Wait,
That's right.
Pyroca divs.
Oh,
Rob.
hey.
Dun,
Maybe that's
dun.
why they hate orange.
Oh, that's so meta.
I don't know. I'm just not sure why they hate orange, but they do. So, yes, Sereneth is basically June. So you're going into Erastus, basically July. In fact, you will be on the march with this army towards that area on Archer Feast, one of the most important holy days of Erastil during the year. So how long does that take?
It's appropriate that we are on the march during this holiday.
3, 4 days total, although you get there early in the fourth day.
So Erastil would approve that we're on the march.
We're on the march. We're doing stuff and being productive.
And we're saving the world.
But you're not having archery contests and courtship. But that's okay. Maybe you can do that when you stop for the night.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
We're
Teach them how
not
to
going
use
over
ranged attacks
everything.
so that they don't have to go up into melee.
Yeah, we're helping build the community around here. It's pretty good. I don't know.
All right. So Archer Feast was Wheel Day Erastus the 3rd. It's now Oath Day Erastus the 4th. And you guys are going to do your perception and survival checks.
Wait, this is like July. So here on the Erastus 4th, we're celebrating our independence from the evil of the Night Herald.
I was gonna say people start shooting off fireworks like 4
You
days
actually might not
beforehand.
fight them on that day. It depends on how long it takes you to find the base. So first, look for the moon mirror with your perceptions and survivals.
I'm going to attempt to assist you.
Okay.
Assisted.
I got a 26.
All right.
Actually,
with-
critically assisted.
Whoa.
So whatever
28.
that adds.
All right.
I got
So-
That
17.
gets you to 30. I got a 30 on my own.
Whoa.
Okay. Well, your 30 that was on your own found it early.
And I just waited to see if
And then I
everybody
go,
else-
look, I found it.
It would have taken them a little bit of extra time. So while if you did want to split off from the rest of them, but not really.
sounds like a
Anyone who
terrible
wants to
idea.
scout the enemy camp, which you can sort of see from a distance. There's a lot of mountain paths you have to take to actually get to it, but if you want to scout to see what the setup is, you can. It does not take any extra time. So everyone roll a perception check if you want to do that for free.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we really ought to know that.
We find out it's not
probably
even the
good, yeah.
moon mirror. This is just a tributary. Where it's like,
All right.
I got a 31.
Okay.
You've been listening to a lot of Tenacious D, haven't you?
no.
Did anyone get better than 31? Because 31 is pretty darn good. All right. Well, you succeed at finding some of their secret paths that they've been using to get up there, which will help you assault them without being so obvious that they just see you before you twist around and then just pre-buff.
Surprise!
And then you take a lot of time. So that gives you 2 research points.
Wow!
Oh, you got us our first research point.
Nice.
That's excellent.
You will never get any more.
No one to stop.
We passed them all by, right?
No, there's only one other way to get research points other than scouting their base.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, this whole thing.
I mean,
Yeah,
this whole thing is a
exactly.
massive spoiler,
Exactly.
which I
We
just
forgot.
realized we forgot to
Yeah.
say at the beginning. But this whole thing is a spoiler for Doomsday Dawn Mid-Moon, in case you haven't figured it out yet by
Wait,
now.
what? Oh no!
You should probably have waited until after playing it if you were planning on
I
playing
was
it.
supposed to play that
Oh,
today.
we'll
now
say
it's
it when
spoiled
we
for me.
we'll say it when we split for the next part, which will be soon, but not yet. So, thanks to your research points, yeah, the only other way to get them was actually if you'd gone to that other tributary. There's an arbitrary thing there that gives you more.
An arbitrary tributary.
Arbitrary tributary.
Tributary.
That's very scary.
So, you have scouted it out, and also you guys get your items during the march.
Oh yeah.
So you guys should adjust your character sheets to have the 15 temporary hit points for you guys, and for Evaliran
I
to
gotta
have
change all the things.
+1 to hit, an extra die of damage for her
Give me a pin.
for all of her monk attacks, and then +2 to AC in all saves.
Nice.
Now I have 102 hit points. Is that better?
That's
Ooh,
better.
yeah, that's getting close to me now.
All right.
Too close.
Evaliran has
Stabilizes
a
it.
terrifyingly
Innate
large
ability
amount of
gain
HP.
priority. Aeon's Stone also gives you stabilizes. it.
Oh right, it's the extra
Combined.
resonant power if you put it in
You have to put it into a wayfinder.
into a wayfinder.
Ah.
That sounds like a Pathfinder thing.
All right.
Okay. Wait. So I'm sorry. What? My AC goes up by 2. You said, right?
AC and saving throws.
And saves all go up by
Okay.
2.
Mhm.
Your attack bonus goes up by 1, and you get an extra die on your weapons.
Oh boy.
So it'll be 4d8
So
or
it'll be a lot of
68 with
tracheas.
Tiger Claw.
Yep.
Trachea time.
That's a nice trachea you've got there.
So yeah, if we remember to use Tiger Claw this time, any of the times you would have
Seamus
done
would have
like
put it on
flurry
his
of slash, yeah, anytime you would have done flurry attack,
When the timeline
you can
moves
do
into the future, we
flurry
need to have Order
Tiger
of the
Slash.
Mummified.
Okay.
or something,
Trachea.
or
Yeah.
the other order,
Mummified
depending.
trachea.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Just wearing the dragon trachea as like a hat now. It's like, yeah.
All right. So the next day, Fire Day, Erastus V. It's time for the assault.
Do they know we're there?
Well, you have enough research points that generally both of you know that the other ones are there. You get a slight advantage for just how quickly you beat back their giant army with your giant army. So you'll get a little bit of a bonus to initiative, and you'll be able to cast preparatory spells, but don't expect a 1 minute spell to last all the way up to the top. And neither will the Night Heralds.
Okay.
You'll both see each other at a point where you're like, oh yeah, that's about a certain distance away. But if you have any longer spells, you can just have those up and be stable. Because if you had no research points, it would have been within an hour when you would have been able to guess how quickly you could get to the top, and therefore you would not have been able to safely prepare.
Gotcha.
But the cultists would have been able to. They would have been able to see exactly how we were progressing at a good rate and then have everything up. You would not have been good.
No.
Don't come with 0 research points.
I don't like that.
All right. So, will you guys head up? Just like we said, the Esoteric Order mercenaries and some of your allies split off to fight the army of giants. There's like fire giants and hill giants and trolls.
Oh my.
Our fire giant is going to be conflicted.
And the remainder of your allies, your fire giant is definitely conflicted, since fire giants, two fire giants are the only real important ancestry in the world. They're like the ones that are legit, and you guys are kind of a pathetic ancestry.
Well, I just say, it's okay, buddy. You can focus on the trolls.
Yeah, he's made out of fire and anger. Oh yeah,
that's true. So when you have this many ally points and bring in the army, you just don't have to fight this encounter. Your other NPCs easily handle it, and some of your remaining allies come with you to attack the second army of actual Night Heralds that is not a mercenary giant army that is in the Moonmere base. And while this is a little bit early to take our break, it is also the only time that we can take our break.
Opportunity also to take our break.
Because there's not much more to say. And as long as you guys have your spells prepared, which we can even do during the break, you know what you don't prepare spells. You don't prepare spells. You are the only one who prepares spells.
Gosh, there's so many spells that I have.
So if you guys are ready and don't need to do any more preparation in-game that they would like to watch and see, which it sounds like you are, then let's take a break and come back in 10 minutes.
Yep, that'll let us set up a battle map and everything.
Yep.
Perfect. Cool.